Well, what do you want? Can't a man have a little privacy around here?
The check, Mr. Miller.
Oh, the check. Is this check any good?
Why, yes, sir.
Well, we'll soon find out. There you are.
Thank you.
Don't give me any of that thank you stuff.
Mr. Miller, many times I have seen your company rehearsing on the 19th floor. Please, I would like to play the part of that Polish miner.
My advice to you is to stay where you are. Most actors will be tickled to death to get as close to a lamb chop as you, and I do mean you.
You're on the phone, Mr. Miller. Right over here.
Give him a dime. Hello? Oh, Christine. Yeah. Oh, hello, babe. How are you?
I'm going to be a little late. But I can't leave until Mr. Fremont goes to lunch. Is that all right?
Well, get over the rehearsal as soon as you can. Don't forget I'm making a star out of you, and you only invested $250 in this show.
All right. Bye.
Please, impresario, I read you what the Russian critic Yakubovich say about my interpretation of Uncle Vanya. Колоссальный успех артиста Московского художественного театра Александра Смирнова в роли дяди Вани.
That's very interesting. Just when did he say that?
Just before he was shot. It is just like in America, 3.5 stars. And then in the second act, with 300 peasants doing the Kazatsky rum dum rum 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 rum. Excuse me, Mr. Green.
Gordon, I want to talk to you.
Now, look, Joe, I never like to talk to a hotel manager on a full stomach.
Gordon, this whole thing is a mess.
You're referring to that meal I just had. You're dead right.
I knew this would happen. I should never have allowed you into this hotel.
Now, Joe, you mustn't be impatient. I'll pay this bill just as soon as I find some backers for my show. After all, you can't shake suckers out of your sleeve. Anyhow, I can't.
Gordon, I'm in a terrible spot. Mr. Wagner, the supervising director, is downstairs now, inspecting the books.
Wagner? I thought he wasn't coming for another 2 months.
He walked in on me unexpectedly. He'll discover your bill any minute. $1,200 worth of credit to a shoestring producer. How will I explain it? If he finds out you're my brother-in-law, it'll cost me my job.
It was a business proposition. In return for a little credit to me and 22 of my actors, I gave you a 10% interest in the show. Don't forget, you begged to get in on the ground floor.
You mean I was railroaded into it by you and Flossie?
You do me a favor and kindly keep your wife's name out of this. Do you realize you're talking about the woman you love? And besides, she happens to be my sister, on my mother's side.
Hello, boss. Ha ha, the rehearsal, she's a wonder.
Hello, Benelli.
Yes, sirree, it's a wonderful. I still think it's a terrible play, but it makes a wonderful rehearsal. Hello? Room service.
Just a minute, Benelli. You can't eat here anymore.
Well, there's only one thing to do, Joe. I'll have to scram.
But, Gordon, I can't let you skip. You'll have to leave your luggage.
All right, I'll leave my luggage, but we can wear a lot of clothes. Hey, Benelli, put on 3 of my suits.
Now,
Give me room
You can say you
1922.
extended credit in good faith.
Take it.
but I turned out to be a
Here we go
perfect
again.
bestie.
Come on
Now,
down,
you
give us
catch
a
me,
hand.
you'll have me arrested. Well, you don't want 22 people skipping all in one day, do you, Joe?
Of course not, but
You see, Joe, their bills are charged to me, so they can't be held responsible. Now, the minute I'm out, we'll have the whole cash we register under their own names. And starting from today, instead of one big bill, you'll have 22 little ones.
Hello? Joe, it's for you.
Hello. Oh, yes, Mr. Wagner. I'll be right down.
I'll be out of here in 15 minutes.
17 years in the hotel business, and I have to pull a stunt like this.
Well, this only goes to prove what I always said. The hotel is a no good.
I'm afraid you're right, Benelli. Say, can you put me up for the night?
Yes, but you'll have to sleep on the shelf.
What's the matter with the floor?
I'm on the floor.
What happened to the bed?
Can't get it out of the wall. Come on, Faker, give us a hand.
I see you came prepared.
No, he just don't believe in shirts.
Oh, an atheist, eh? Say, maybe he can put me up for tonight.
At the Metropole? You wouldn't want to stop there, boss. That's the worst lock house on 8th Avenue.
Well, looks like I'll have to curl up on the shelf with you.
Sure, you're much better off. Besides, you'd have to sleep sideways at his place.
I thought he had a large bed over there.
He has, but he's got 4 other guys living with him. They're packed in like a bunch of sardines.
What, running out again?
Hello, beautiful.
You can't leave. You must stay here. I found a backer for you. He's coming up here.
Who is he? Where'd you get him?
He's an investing agent, a man named Jenkins. He just walked into the office and wanted an interview with Fremont. And he has money to invest in a play.
What kind of a straitjacket did he wear?
I talked him out of doing business with Fremont. I told him all about you, Gordon, and I gave him a copy of Hail and Farewell, which he's reading this very minute.
Too bad you made the appointment up here. I don't know what to do. If I stay, I may lose the cast.
If you don't, you lose your backer.
But you must be here when he comes. That may be Mr. Jenkins now.
Man the pumps, boys. Just a minute.
Mr. Gordon Miller?
In the flesh.
My name is Davis.
Davis?
Yes, the author of Hail and Farewell.
Oh, well, this is a surprise.
I guess I should have telegraphed you I was coming.
Not at all. Don't mind the appearance of the room. We were just cleaning up a bit.
I hope I'm not intruding.
Certainly not. This is Miss Marlowe, who is going to star in your play. This is Mr. Benelli, my assistant, and this is Mr. England, the brains of the organization. That'll give you an idea of the organization.
Well, I guess I'll go down and register.
You intend to check in here?
Well, before I do that, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. You see, I haven't any money to speak of.
Oh.
I was depending on the advance.
Davis, of course, I could give you the money. It's really of no importance, but my advice to you is to go back home and let me send for you, let's say a week before we open.
Oh, but you see, I've left home for good. I've burned my bridges behind me.
I see, but you could go back if you wanted to.
My mother seemed very happy when I left.
Only a mother's mask. At this moment, she may be sitting at the fireside, wringing her hands.
But we have no fireside.
You have no fireside? How do you listen to the president's speeches?
What time's the next bus leave for Oswego?
Excuse me, Miss Marlowe,
In a
but
little while, you'll be thanking me for this.
Well, I appreciate all
The
your
next bus
advice.
leaves at 9:02. If you hurry, you can make it.
It's an air-cooled bus.
Come on, I'll help you down with your bag.
Davis, this is the most important decision of your life.
Now, wait a minute. I don't want to appear stubborn, but I'm afraid I couldn't go back now.
Now, listen, Davis.
If you people have lost interest in my play, I wish you'd say so.
It isn't that.
I'm sure Morton Fremont would buy it. I've got a letter of introduction to him.
Fremont?
I guess you've heard of him.
Davis, I'm beginning to see your point. You just don't want to go home.
Well, that's it.
No use forcing our opinion on him. It might make him neurotic. Now, about this advance, all you actually need it for is board and lodging?
Yes.
Davis, your problem is solved. You move right in here with us.
Oh,
No, not another word. You're my guest. This is Liberty Hall.
You mean live with you?
Precisely.
Oh, thanks. Thanks a lot.
Oh, by the way, Davis, if you happen to have any money on you, it might be a good idea to let me put it in my vault downstairs.
I have 67 cents.
You got a 67 cents and you're asking us for an advance?
He's always clowning.
Well, if you fellas don't mind, I think I'll wash up.
Yeah, go ahead. The rest of us are already washed up.
Well, there's only one thing to do. I'll have to ask Mr. Fremont for an advance on my salary.
Thanks. I still have some cinders left in my ears from that train ride.
Save 'em for fuel, Davis. It looks like a hard winter. Baker, I'm surprised at you.
Yeah, you ought to be ashamed of yourself for robbing a stranger. You know, I think he's reforming. He didn't steal the picture.
Yes, that's the first encouraging sign I've seen.
Now I know how Gypsy Rose Lee feels.
Hail and farewell. Author, author, author.
Hello? Who wants Benelli? Hold on. Do you know any policemen?
Policeman, what's his number? Hello? What's that? But, officer, this is the first I hear about this. Okie doke, I'll be right over. Well, what do you know about that? I've just been dispossessed.
Dispossessed from that rat trap?
I know what I'll do. I'll hock at the typewriter.
Oh, no, you don't.
You explain it to Davis.
Never mind, Davis. I'm going to hock it myself.
But I need it more than you do. The cop says he wants to give me a ticket. My moose head is blocking the fire pump.
Now, wait a minute.
I can't wait. I tell you, I gotta have it. If I don't hurry up, the cop is going to dispossess me from the sidewalk.
Say, this certainly is a nice bathroom. I never lived in a hotel before.
Oh, I had a valet come up and lay out your things.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I'll get on and register for you. If anyone calls, I'll be right back.
Hello? Is this the We Never Sleep Collection Agency? Well, this is Leo Davis of Oswego. Oh, no, I'm living here at the Hotel Whiteway, room 920. Yeah, that's right. Well, I got behind in my payments on the typewriter, and they turned it over to you for collection. Well, now, if you'll send a man over here, I'd be only too glad to pay off the balance. Come in. Oh, that's quite all right. Goodbye.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that this was Mr. Miller's room.
It is. He'll be right back. Are you an actress?
No. No, I'm the manager's secretary, Miss Manny.
Oh. Well, what'll I tell Mr. Miller?
Why, nothing. I mean, no, it's not important.
Excuse me. What did you say your name was?
Manny. Hilda Manny.
I used to know somebody called Manny up in Oswego.
Oscar Manny?
Well, yeah. He used to give me piano lessons.
Why, he's my uncle.
You don't tell me. Well, what do you know? Well, won't you sit down?
Thank you.
Would you care for a chocolate? I got 'em on the train.
Thanks.
$1,200. Gribble, I can't understand what's going on here. You say Miller skipped?
So I was given to understand, Mr. Wagner.
When did he skip?
Well, I'm not sure.
I just want to know one thing, Gribble.
What in blazes goes on inside that head of yours?
But, Mr. Wagner, I explained.
The credit limit of this unit is $500.
Well, Miller kept stringing me along from day to day, showing me backers, telegrams. I never expected him to skip. Well, why, he's a crook, a deadbeat. If I catch him, I'll have him arrested.
I'm sorry, Gribble. I'll have to charge you with the difference between the limit and the loss. That'll be exactly $700.
Mr. Wagner, I protest.
Bill, I was sent here to put this unit on its feet. If I succeed, there's a vice presidency waiting for me. And I'm not going to let anybody stand in my way. I'm going up to room 920 and find out for myself.
You know, I almost forgot what I came in for. But maybe since you wrote the show, I could ask you instead of Mr. Miller. You see, it's about an actor.
Someone you like?
Oh, I think he's wonderful.
Oh, I see.
Well, he's a waiter in the hotel. He was a big star in Russia in the Moscow Art Theater.
Moscow Art Theater.
You know, he could play the father in Hail and Farewell. He's quite a middle-aged man, and, well, he's getting so discouraged. And anything you can do for him would...
Gee, I just can't picture you with a middle-aged man.
But I don't see... Oh, no, it's nothing like that. It's just a favor I'm doing him.
Oh, I see. Well, sure. I'd be glad to hear him act anytime. Anytime. Say, who knows? I may be discovering a great actor.
Oh, you've made me so happy. Oh, well, I guess I'd really better be going now. Thanks for everything, and for the chocolates, too.
Maybe I could hear that Russian actor act now. That is, I'd like to meet him if you could be there, too.
Oh, that's wonderful. Come on down.
Well, keen.
I'll get him, and he can act for us on the mezzanine.
Swell.
I can't understand this, Gribble. You say they checked in this Davis without cleaning the room?
That's what the clerk said.
Gribble, the more I get into this thing, the less I seem to know. But there's one thing I'm sure of. There's a screw loose in this hotel somewhere, and I'm going to find it.
Mr. Wagner, if you'll only give me a chance to investigate.
Investigate? You allow this chiseler to move in. Move in 22 other people. 22 people I can't even find. And now you... You're Mr. Davis?
Huh?
Mr. Miller, perhaps.
No, wrong again.
Jumping butterballs, Gribble! I've checked in another man. And that makes 23.
There must be some mistake.
I'll say there is. Who's living here anyway? I'll take that. I'll find out what's going on here.
Oh, boy, I had a tough time getting him through the revolving door.
Don't talk to me.
What's that? In the dining room. I'll be right down. Don't leave this room, Gribble. I have work to do.
Mr. Wagner.
There are 22 people having dinner down there and charging it all to Miller. Jumping butterballs!
He's mad.
Thought Gordon was going to skip.
Well, he's not the skipper he used to be. You see, we're expecting a backer, so we had to change our plans.
Yes, and Wagner's charging me with $700 of Miller's bill. Me, personally.
Kiss me, Joe. Christine just brought me a backer.
Backer. I'm sick of hearing that word. Then you went and registered this Davis.
Anybody want me?
Are you Davis?
Leave it to me, Joe.
Have you any money?
Well, no, I haven't. Oh, are you from the We Never Sleep Collection Agency?
I'm the hotel manager. Let me tell you something, Mr. Davis. There's $1,200 charged against this room, and if you move in here with Miller, I'm going to bill you for half of it.
Say, what sort of a hotel is this? You move in and you owe $600 right away.
Pay no attention to him.
He's excited.
I'm not excited. Gordon, you haven't got a dime and you never will have. All you've done is ruin me.
Oh, come on, Joe. Now, you got to
I
give him
don't
a
care.
chance. I'm going to tell
Yes,
you
I'm sick of hearing about your backer.
Yes, speaking. Oh, Mr. Jenkins. Yes, come right up. Joe, we're out of the woods. My backer's on his way up now. Now, you get down and tell Wagner if he doesn't behave himself, I'll buy this hotel and make him a bailout. No, that's too good for him. I'll make him a guest.
This isn't a trick. Your backer's really coming?
He's on his way up now. Now, if you just leave us alone for the next 15 minutes...
Wagner told me not to leave this room, but I guess this is important.
You bet it is. Well, what's the matter with you, Oswego?
Well, I'm just a little disappointed, that's all. You wrote and told me you were a great manager.
I am a great manager. A great manager never puts his own money into a play.
You were all so nice and so kind. I thought I was moving into some sort of a club.
Look, everybody does it this way. Every honest producer has a backer. A manager puts his own money in the play, right away you know he's a crook.
Shh. Money. Mr. Jenkins, I believe.
Yes, Mr. Miller.
Come right in. This is Mr. Benelli, my treasurer.
How do you do, Mr. Jenkins?
Mr. Davis, my author.
How do you do, gentlemen?
Mr. Jenkins, I'm glad to meet you. I've never met a backer before.
Won't you be seated, Mr. Jenkins?
Thank you. I presume Miss Marlowe has told you all about our meeting.
Quite.
I see you have a copy of my play with you. It's a great idea, isn't it?
Quite.
I enjoyed the play very much. I'm the investing agent for a very wealthy man. I'm sure you'd recognize the name if I mentioned it.
Who is he? Do I know him?
You see, there's a young lady involved.
Oh, and she would like to play a small part?
How did you know?
It came to me in a dream, Mr. Jenkins.
Well, my employer's ready to put up, $15,000.
$15,000? Well, I think we could just about manage on that.
Yeah, it's a little skimpy.
Yes, it is, but I think by cutting an edge here and there, we could probably slip through. I'm sure Davis won't mind writing in a part for the young lady.
I won't change a line in the play. Shakespeare didn't change any lines.
Shakespeare didn't owe $1,200. You won't have to change a line of the play. The young lady can play one of the minors.
But the miners are all men.
Do me a favor, Davis, and keep sex out of this conversation. I've never produced anything but clean plays.
If you'll have the papers ready, I'll sign them and give you the check at, shall we say, 10:30 tomorrow morning.
Shall we say at your office at 10:30 tomorrow?
Well, why not here?
You mean, up here?
I'd rather not meet at my office. There's always the danger of publicity. You can easily understand my client's position. Oh. Well, tomorrow morning, 10:30 then.
You couldn't make that tonight, huh?
No, I'm afraid not. Tomorrow morning at 10:30. It's a pleasure to see so much enthusiasm and youth. See you all tomorrow.
Goodbye,
Well,
Mr.
goodbye.
Watch the traffic light.
We got a backer. We got a backer. We got a backer.
Great news, Joe. I've got the money money for the play.
Yeah, we got a backer, Joe. $15,000.
Glory be.
I'll have the check tomorrow morning at 10:30.
Didn't you get a couple of $100 on
I
account?
couldn't, Joe. It might have spoiled everything.
We have to have money today. Wagner's furious.
Well, Mr. Miller, your entire cast is in the lobby. They've been locked out of their rooms.
He can't do this to me. If I lose my cast, I'll sue him. If I lose my backer, I'll kill him.
Gordon. Now, Gordon, don't start anything else.
The actor's got to sleep someplace.
Can't you put them in the ballroom? It's just for overnight.
Suppose Wagner goes into the ballroom and sees them.
If Wagner comes in, they'll start dancing.
All right, all right. Here are the keys.
I'll take care of it.
But please tell them to keep quiet.
I will.
Time to do soft shoe dancing.
I'm going to get out of here.
You can't do that.
I don't want to lose my clothes. They're all I've got.
What's this? They checked somebody else in?
Why, no, this is Mr. Miller.
Ha ha! So you didn't skip after all.
Mr. Wagner, I demand that you reopen all those rooms in the 19th floor. The occupants are my guests, and I'm responsible for their bills.
Then who's responsible for yours, Davis?
I'm responsible for Davis.
And who are you?
I'm Davis.
Gribble, he's skipping right under your very nose.
I am not skipping.
No, we're just bringing some things in.
Miller, I want a substantial payment. Are you prepared to make it?
I'll give you the entire $1,200 tomorrow.
Tomorrow won't do. We must have something today.
Wagner, you have an empty theater downstairs. You haven't been able to rent it for 3 years. This is your chance. Give me tomorrow and...
I am not interested. Miller, I'll give you just 20 minutes to clean up this bill. Otherwise,
I'll be locked out.
I see you're familiar with hotel procedure. Very well. Now, don't try the old gag of staying in the room. I'll force you out. I'll send in painters, fumigators.
You should have sent in fumigators weeks ago.
Come on, Gribble. I'll pull this hotel out of the red if I have to check into every room myself. Godfrey!
Now I am going to lose my clothes.
What's the matter? No.
Well, what's the matter now?
How do you like that? Just because he owes 6 months' rent, they threw him out of his place.
Well, $6 is $6. I take it he intends to stay here with us?
I guess so.
You mean 4 of us in one room?
Ah, that's without the painters and fumigators. But let's fight it out, men. We've got to keep this room until 10:30 tomorrow morning or we're doomed.
We'll have to sleep in shifts.
I'll take the night shift.
All right, you take the night shift, and I'll take the day shift, and I'll be in Scotland to follow you.
Is there a tourist camp in the neighborhood?
Wait a minute. Suppose one of us got sick.
That's the idea. They can't pull a sick man out. It's against the law.
Remember, I had kidney trouble at the Astor and gallstones at the Plaza.
Oh, those were the happy days.
Why didn't I think of that before? Benelli, into that bed.
No, it's no good. I'm not registered.
Faker. Get into that bed.
No, he's a no good, too. He's a not registered.
Davis, what's the matter with you?
Yeah, you look terrible.
Well, I feel fine.
No, you don't.
Hey, wait a minute. What are you fellas trying to do to me?
You've got to play sick.
Oh, we used the room.
You can't let me down.
But I'm in good health.
You've got a contagious disease.
Yeah, the measles.
I've had the measles.
It's a relapse. Faker, get the iodine and give him a good case of
Wait
measles.
a minute. Give me a chance to think.
Oh, it's no time to think. This'll keep us in the hotel.
Oh. Couldn't I have a disease with my clothes on? Hey, leave me alone, will you? What are you going to do to me? Oh.
Hey, make it bigger. That don't look like a measle. That looks like a freckle.
Oh, come on, will you?
All right, all right. Now, take it easy.
No.
Oh, it's so beautiful. You're a second Michelangelo.
Slip this to him while I step outside and see if the coast is clear.
It's room 920. I don't want to get out right away.
Don't worry, boss. We'll have them right out.
I'll show them they can't fool around with me.
Here comes trouble. Not me, boss, not me.
That's wasting money.
Well, what the...
Jumping butterballs!
I'm weak. If I don't get something to eat pretty soon, I'm going to collapse.
Say, we're just as hungry as you are.
Yeah, but you fellas are used to it. I've never gone without food for 18 hours before.
It's all a matter of willpower if you just make up your mind.
I can make up my mind, all right, but I can't do anything with my stomach.
How about a two-handed game of pinochle while we're fasting?
No, I'm just going to concentrate on the food. If there was only something left we could huck.
How about that moose head?
Oh, no, you don't. I shot him with my own hands. I ate him up to the neck, but I refused to part with the rest of him.
If I could get my watch out of huck, I'd huck it again.
I'm so hungry I see spots before my eyes.
Me too.
Mine are beginning to look like hamburgers.
If you see one with onions, save it for me.
Gee, my mother's the best cook in Oswego.
All right. You're breaking my heart. Room service.
Better use a different dialect this time.
Hello? This is Dr. Gloss. Gloss, the house physician. The patient in room 920 is very ill. He must have food immediately. He's just developed a tapeworm.
Tapeworm?
I see. Said the tapeworm will have to register.
2 hours ago, you told me Faker was coming up here with a turkey that he won in a raffle.
Maybe he's getting it stuffed.
I didn't say he won it exactly. I said he was going to win it. After all, he's running the raffle. He has as good a chance as anyone else.
All you've done is take advantage of me. You pawned the silver frame off my mother's picture, you stole my roller skates, and you even took 67 cents out of my pocket while I was asleep.
Well, I had to feed a cast of 22 people, didn't I?
I wasn't here 10 minutes when you'd pawned my typewriter. Well, it isn't even my property. I still owe money on it. Why, I may even be arrested. Gee.
What's the matter?
My head's going around.
Must have been something you ate.
Get into that bed. Come on, hurry up, get it.
Oh.
How do you do, impresario?
Oh, hello, Mr. Smirnoff.
Oh, I am sorry. You don't feel good, Mr. Davis?
I promised Mr. Smirnoff we'd hear him read the part of the father.
Thank you, Mr. Davis.
Pinelli, we might have a part for Sasha.
Well, maybe.
Stand over there, Sash. Turn around. What do you think, Pinelli?
He looks just right to me. I could eat him raw.
Sasha, could you get us a meal out of the hotel?
But they shut you off room service.
I know, but if you could make a little mistake like delivering the right meal to the wrong room.
Deliver a meal to the wrong room?
We got a terrific part for you.
A terrific part.
Yes, but it's so terrific that unless Davis gets some food in his system, he'd be too weak to tackle it. I don't care about food for myself, Sash. But if you let a great American author starve to death, his blood will be on your hands. You know what the penalty is for murder in this country?
Well, I just left a big order on service elevator. I got to deliver him upstairs, but I don't know. You see, I take big chance.
Might lead to a Hollywood contract.
Hollywood! Oh, Spuddy. Gentlemen, you are singing music in my ears. But if Mr. Wagner finds out...
Think of the other Russians who made good in the same way. Gregory Ratov.
Nazimova.
Ginger Rajovich.
3 years I slave in the kitchen. I no got courage. But now I got courage. I do it.
Gee, he has a lot of talent.
Sure. I seen him carry 12 dishes at one time.
How do you do? I'm looking for Mr. Leo Davis.
And who are you?
My name is Timothy Hogarth. I represent the We Never Sleep Collection Agency.
Come in, Mr. Hogarth. Come in. It's a pleasure to meet a man who never sleeps.
Yeah, you must come up and take a nap sometime.
Yes, do. Say, maybe we can go in vaudeville together. You never sleep and we never eat.
Well, is Mr. Davis about?
No, Mr. Davis is not here.
Oh. How soon will he be back?
Mr. Hogarth, I have bad news for you. I'm afraid he's never coming back.
Oh. Gone away?
They took him away.
Oh. Is he ill?
Worse than that, he went crazy.
Glory be. Well, I'm sorry to hear that. But I understand that he got in from Oswego yesterday.
No, he escaped from Oswego.
Poor man. Well, there's a matter of $42 due on his typewriter, which I've been delegated to collect.
I'm afraid you'll never get it.
He tore up all his money.
He must be out of his mind. Well, in that case, I'll have to take back the typewriter.
Oh, he took it with him.
To the madhouse?
He likes to hear the little bell ring.
Well, I've never made any collections in a madhouse. I have my orders. Where did they take him?
The maternity hospital.
Maternity hospital? But I thought you said he was crazy.
Well, if he wasn't crazy, he wouldn't go to the maternity hospital, would he?
You can't miss him. Second straitjacket to the left.
Oh, by the way, don't mention it to the hotel people.
Oh, no. I understand. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day. Good day.
You shouldn't have told him a thing like that.
Why not? You can't sue a lunatic.
Well, they may send a letter to my mother.
So what? Your mother knows you're not crazy.
Gee, I don't know where I'm at. Mr. Gribble says I owe $600. Downstairs, they think I've got a tapeworm. And this man thinks I'm a lunatic.
Did you get the turkey?
Well, we had no cranberries anyhow.
Gentlemen, I bring you banquet. Food. Oh! I'll come back for the dishes.
Snap the lock, Sash.
Well, I hate to double-cross that Russian waiter, but we can't fire the actor we've got. He's been rehearsing 7 weeks now without pay.
You mean you promised him the part just to get a meal out of him?
No, that's not quite true. When I made that offer, I was prepared to go through with it. But now that I've eaten, I see things in a little different light. Hello? For you, Davis.
Hello? Oh, hello, Hilda. Oh, no, I'm not really sick. I can explain everything. All right, I'll meet you down the lobby right away. Oh, yeah, I'd love to. Goodbye.
Where are you going?
I'm going to meet the woman I love.
But you're supposed to be sick in bed. That's the only thing that's keeping this play alive, the fact that we've got a sick man here. Don't you want the play to go on?
Now, listen, fellas. You starved me and robbed me, and I've gone along with you because I thought I owed it to the play. Well, there's one thing more important than any play, and that's love. It only comes once in a lifetime.
Well, once is enough for me.
I'm going now, and I'll brain any man that tries to stop me.
Yeah, that's a fine thing. Yesterday we wanted you to go home. You didn't want to go. Now we want you to stay. You want to go. Make up your mind.
My mind is made up.
Love. He talks just like one of the characters in his play.
I don't know. I like a love.
I like it too, but there's a time and place for everything.
I like it any time. Hey, Faker, how about you? Was you ever in love? Of course, I like them a little bigger. I'll get it. Hello, Christine.
Hello. Well, where did this banquet come from?
One of the waiters wants to be an actor.
And I borrowed $2 from the porter, dashed out of the office, and expected to find you all gnawing at the carpet.
Got the contract?
Copied it right from Fremont's Best. It's in the bag next to the corned beef sandwich.
Is this it with the mustard on it?
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm going to like this. I never had a contract with mustard on before. Wagner, Faker, get into that bed. You got to play sick. Come on. Christine, sit over there and play nice. Faker, get in there and start groaning. Just a minute. Get that banana out of your mouth.
Where's the iodine supposed to have the measles?
Never mind the measles. He's got a tapeworm now. Oh, no. Just a minute, Mr. Wagner. There seems to be something wrong with this lock.
Miller, how did that meal get here?
Dr. Glass ordered it for the patient.
Dr. Glass did nothing of the kind.
I refuse to argue with a house dick.
I'm not a dick. I'm a doctor. Dr. Glass.
I want to know how this meal got up here. Can't I get to the bottom of anything? They check in. They check out. They skip. They don't skip. They get sick. And now this meal. I'll fire that waiter. I'll fire the whole darn kitchen.
Quiet, please. There's a patient in the room.
Mr. Davis has a tapeworm.
Last night it was the measles.
I'm not responsible for complications. He's got laryngitis, too. We had to get a nurse.
Oh. That groan doesn't sound authentic to me.
Wait a minute. That's not Davis. I met Davis yesterday, and he didn't look anything like that.
Certainly not. The man's aged 10 years on account of the service in this hotel.
Well, his hair wasn't red yesterday.
It's a very rare case. He's got a red tapeworm.
Well, there's certainly something screwy going on around here. Miller, will you consent to have this Davis removed to a hospital at the expense of the hotel?
It's up to Dr. Benelli. What do you think, Doctor?
The patient is too sick to be moved.
How do you feel, young man?
He's hungry all the time.
Please let the patient speak for himself.
How can he speak for himself when he's got laryngitis?
I insist the patient speak for himself.
There you are. You heard what he said.
I wish you'd hurry, Doctor. It's time for the patient's nap.
He won't sleep till I find out what's going on here. Miller, you committed fraud. The only thing that keeps me from putting him out this instant is the remote possibility that this man might have some disease.
His pulse is normal.
That's what you think, you little quack.
Quack. I refuse to be insulted. Doctor, I question your ethics. I'll have you investigated.
Say ah. No, ah. No, ah. 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 Ah.
You'll never be able to see the tape line that way.
Gribble, I thought you knew better.
Now, Mr. Wagner.
Allowing yourself to be hoodwinked this way by a bunch
This is
of...
all so unnecessary. I handle my debts in a different way.
And I don't like your way. It's not the right way.
I'm the manager here, and I refuse to allow you to insult my guests.
What guess? The whole darn back floors have you left them. Yes, and I'll lock out this dead one, too. I'll show you.
You and who else?
Why don't you go down to your office and argue? There's a sick man here.
Hurry up, Doctor. Do something. Get him healthy. Get him out of here.
Now, calm down, Wagner. My back will be here any minute.
I'm not interested in your backer. All I'm interested in is getting this man out of here.
Where are you taking him?
I always consider the modesty of my patients.
I'll step out of the case.
I have terrible news. He has disappeared.
Disappeared?
He's not in the maternity hospital.
He's gone. They transferred him.
Oh,
To the county hospital.
Go, my friend.
Before they transfer him again.
the county hospital? But
There's no time to lose. Scram.
Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell.
Hail and farewell. Wonderful.
Terrific.
Sensational.
I didn't think you could do it. How do you like it, Wagner? That was the scene for my second act.
Miller, I've been a hotel man for 30 years. I've met all sorts of... Hello. Huh? Yes, this is Mr. Wagner. What's that? 19 people? Jumping butterballs! 19 people were discovered living in a ballroom. Throw them out! Come on, Gribble. We'll find out about this.
Now, Wagner.
Hail and farewell.
Going to throw my entire cast out of the hotel.
Christine, get down and tell them all to wait in the lobby.
All right.
That man is perfectly well. Mr. Wagner will be glad to find it out.
Listen to me for 1 minute, will you? Tell him tonight, tomorrow, but not now.
I'll tell him right now.
I'll give you a piece of the show.
I don't want a piece of the show.
I'll put your name in the program.
I don't want my name on the program. Put that fake doctor's name on the program, whoever he is. I'm going down and tell Miss... Where's my bag? What have you done with my bag?
You must have left it in the bathroom, Doc.
Quiet for a second. We have nothing against you, but that's important. Take it easy, Doctor. It'll only be for a little while.
You shouldn't have kissed me.
I just couldn't help it. I've never done anything like that before.
But I'll forgive you because you were so nice to Sasha.
Well, I guess that'll hold that fake doctor for a while.
Yes? Speaking. Oh, come right up, Mr. Jenkins.
Vanelli, he's here, the backer. He's here.
Santa Claus.
Neckties. Faker. Hey, Faker, where are you?
He's walked out on us. How do you like that? That's 2 sick men running around. You know, Benelli, we may start an epidemic in this town. You get downstairs and see if you can find them. If Wagner catches sight of them, we're sunk. Oh, Mr. Jenkins, how are you? Glad to see you. Come right in.
Fine, thanks. Well, I see we're all alone today.
Yes, I thought it would be much better that way.
Yeah, it's much better.
I have the contract right here. 50 shares of Hail and Farewell made out in the name of Simon Jenkins. Just a few paragraphs, not much to it.
Simon Jenkins, 50 shares. Transferable, of course.
Of course.
I see. That's fine. Fine. Well, you're going to see the signature on this check anyway, so you might as well know who your backer is. Did you ever hear of
Zachary Fisk?
Zachary Fisk himself? That's the man I represent. Now you realize why I don't want any publicity.
Mr. Jenkins, you don't have to go any further.
Now, this check's made out to me naturally, but of course I'll just endorse it over to you.
Culver City, California. That means about 5 days before I'll get the money. I thought I could get started today.
Young energy. Well, I could have our bank wire a certification to your bank if that'll help.
If it isn't too much trouble.
Why, it's no trouble at all. I'll make a note of it.
Now, Mr. Jenkins, if you'll be good enough to sign the contract.
Oh, Mr. Miller, I must remind you once again, the name of Zachary Fisk must remain in the background at any cost.
Mr. Jenkins, you have my word, and you know what that's worth.
Where's Davis?
Will you go away? This is the deal I told you about. Now, if you leave us alone for 5 minutes.
Miller, you can't put me off any longer. Now, even your phony sick man is gone. And that gives me every legal right to demand this room immediately. Who is this man? Never mind who I am. Who are you?
Will you go away? You can't take those pictures now.
Pictures?
Mr. Wagner's my press agent. He has an idea for...
I have only one idea. A publicity man, Mr. Miller.
Oh, it concerns the cash.
I'm here for money.
I have the check.
What check? Whose check?
Whose check? Mr. Jenkins happens to represent one of our greatest financiers.
Mr. Miller, I don't give a hoot who he represents.
For Pete's sake, Wagner, will you get out of here before I fire you?
Fire me? Who do you think you're talking to? I don't like this. Sorry, wrong room. Isn't that your assistant?
Mr. Gribble, take Wagner out of here.
Gribble, take Miller out of here.
Shut up! Joe, take Wagner away. I practically got the check in my pocket.
Oh, Mr. Wagner, please.
I'm not leaving this room till Miller's out. Are you trying to blackmail me?
Mr. Jenkins.
See what you've done? Miller's my brother-in-law. I'll vouch for him.
Brother-in-law? Well, that explains everything. Gribble, you've committed fraud. I'm going to call the police. Police? Here, you mustn't do that.
Mr. Jenkins, please.
Let me go. I'm not interested in shysters. I'm going for a real feud.
Look, Mr. Jenkins, please, hey.
Fire me. I have a contract.
Yes, and you're forfeiting. Good heavens! How did he get out of here?
Dr. Glass.
They've kidnapped him.
Look, Mr. Jenkins, first place we didn't do it, second place we don't know who he is.
He may be left over from the last convention. How do you like it? It's the same for my second act.
I don't like it.
If you don't like it, we'll put in another scene. You can have any scene you want. Well, what are you going to do now?
Don't ask me. You're supposed to be the doctor.
Don't worry. They won't get away with this. I'll put them all behind bars, including Gribble.
Shall I get you a drink?
Are you all right?
I haven't been all right since you came to this hotel.
You see what your brother-in-law did? His mind's wandering.
My mind's not wandering. I don't blame Miller for tying me up. He had a perfectly good reason. He was transacting a legitimate deal. I hold you responsible for what he did to me. You drove him to it.
Say, you're not Miller's brother-in-law, too.
All I know is that Zachary Fisk is backing his play, and that's a good enough recommendation for anybody.
Zachary Fisk?
I heard every word in the bathroom. That man you insulted was an agent for Mr. Fisk. He has a check for Miller signed by Fisk himself.
Fisk? Why didn't Miller tell me?
Because he's afraid of publicity. Because he's afraid of you.
Yes, everybody's afraid of you. You steamed into this hotel like a tugboat. You took charge without faith in anybody's judgment. Nobody can talk to you. Jumping fireballs!
I'm through with this hotel, Mr. Wagner. I'll thank you to remove my shingle from the elevator.
Please, gentlemen, I'm exhausted.
But you must listen.
Yeah, it couldn't be helped.
I'm not accustomed to this sort of thing. Will you please let me out of here? Excuse me, Mr. Jenkins. I want to apologize. There's another Miller in the hotel. That's none of my business.
He had the bills confused.
Oh, these gentlemen have plenty of credit here. Mr. Miller can have anything he likes. All right, all right. I had no idea Zachary Fisk had anything to do with this. Zachary Fisk, where did he...
Dr. Glass heard everything in the bathroom.
Dr. Glass, who told him? No, it's perfectly all right.
We'll keep it quiet.
Now, if you'll just endorse the check, Mr. Jenkins.
But I don't feel well.
It will only take a minute. All you have to do is sign your name.
I have a weak heart.
And you better hurry. Here's the pen.
I'll vouch for these gentlemen. All right, all right.
Mr. Jenkins, it would be our pleasure to have you as a guest.
Entirely without charge, of course. Yes, yes, thanks just the same. I'm going direct to my doctor. Good day, gentlemen. Will you please show me the right way out of here?
This way, Mr. Jenkins. Right over here.
Goodbye, Mr.
Goodbye,
Jenkins.
Mr. Jenkins.
Goodbye, Mr. Jenkins. See you
Bon
again.
voyage.
Well, Miller, I'll take that check.
Oh, no, you don't.
I'll take it. I'm the treasurer.
I'll make a deposit, and as soon as the check clears, which will be in about 5 days...
Well, I'd feel a whole lot happier if you'd let me deposit in our bank.
What am I going to do for money?
Well, you can draw against the check. We'll bank for you when the check clears. we'll turn over the balance.
Well, that's only fair, Gordon.
No, I can't take any chances. This is a shaky hotel. How do I know you won't go into bankruptcy?
Well, I'll make out a paper guaranteeing the whole amount to you personally.
Yeah, how do we know your credit is good?
Well, I want this bill wiped off my first report. And I can't do that unless I have a check deposited against it.
Now, Gordon, for once in your life, pay a bill.
Oh, you might as well.
All right, I'll do it for you, Joe.
Oh, thanks, Miller.
And by the way, I want to move out of this frowsy little dungeon immediately. I want the best suite in the hotel.
I'll give you the bridal suite.
All right, and about 3 brides.
I'm awfully sorry I misjudged you. Well, good luck. I hope you have a hit.
I'll draw up the lease
Good
for the
luck.
theater.
Got the check?
Here it is.
Zachary Fisk.
Well... well, hail and farewell. Goodbye, Mr. Davis.
Christine, I'm paying a bill.
Darling.
Oh, boy, that's great. But how about the cash, boss?
Yes, they can't live in the lobby.
Everybody move in again. The hotel is wide open. Davis!
We're rich.
15 grand.
I just saw Mr. Jenkins in the lobby.
I suppose he told you.
Hey, he told me he's going to stop payment on the check. He said the only reason he endorsed it was just to get out of here.
But he can't do that. He signed a contract. Or did he?
Gee, I feel sick.
4 months to get it and 1 minute to lose it. They can't do this to me. I'm going to sue the hotel for $100,000.
You haven't got a leg to stand on.
Then I'll sue Zachary Fisk. I'll sue Jenkins.
Yeah, but he didn't sign the contract.
There must be somebody I can sue.
Gee, I'm sorry, but I guess I'll have to take my play to Mr. Fremont.
But you can't do that. It's all we have.
Well, I know that,
But
but
it isn't fair. We've worked on it for 5 months. I've missed my lunches for rehearsals.
Well, I realize all that, but I can't wait another 5 months. I've got to make some money.
You're thinking of Hilda, aren't you?
Not only that,
Well,
but...
if it's the waiter you're worried about, he'll get the part, won't he?
Gee, I don't know what to say. If we only had another backer.
Davis, we have a backer. Wagner is putting that check through his bank, isn't he?
Yeah?
Well, for 5 days, we have $15,000 worth of credit.
Gordon, you're not...
Why not? We're all rehearsed. We can open in 5 days.
Sure. All we need is scenery and costumes.
And we can charge that to the hotel.
But it's illegal. It's...
Relax, Davis. Wagner is backing the play. Jumping Butterballs! Well, Joe, in a little while, our fortune will be made. Your 10% of the show will make you a rich man. You and Flossie can have a bridal suite, too.
I certainly hope so. Say, that waiter looks great in that part. How'd you happen to think of him?
Sasha? The minute I set eyes on him, I said to myself, there's a great actor. I can spot him a mile away, especially if I'm hungry. Come in.
Oh, there you are, Mr. Wagner. They told me you was up here.
Mr. Wagner.
Oh, it's nothing.
Would you mind signing this receipt again?
Well,
What receipt?
come back later. I'm busy.
But the bank clerk rejected your signature.
The bank? I just signed something. It's nothing, Joe. Come back in the morning.
I must have it tonight, Mr. Wagner.
This is not Mr. Wagner. Here, let me see that receipt. I'm the hotel manager.
Not Mr. Wagner. No wonder that signature ain't good.
Good heavens.
It was just as big a blow to me.
The check, it bounced. I walks into your office this afternoon. This gentleman says he's Mr. Wagner and signs a receipt. The bank won't accept the signature.
Look, buddy, you go back to the bank and tell them Mr. Wagner can't be reached.
But this is strict order.
Well, come back in the morning.
$15,000.
Now, don't get panicky, Joe. Pull yourself together. And for Pete's sake, don't tell Wagner.
I was saving my little surprise till now.
Well.
How do you like it, Joe?
What? Oh, I like it.
Well, then let's have a drink on it. Right off the ice. Finest stuff there is. I'm overwhelmed. Well, after all, you're a guest in good standing now, you know. Of course, you still owe us a little bill, Joe? Well,
as soon as I finish dressing.
Yeah. Oh, dear. You know, regardless of how I feel about that fellow personally, I still think it was a good idea to make this gesture. Yes, sir. After all, say, you look pale. Something wrong?
Well, I don't feel so good.
Must have been that fish we had for dinner. The food in this hotel is certainly crummy. Hey, imagine a shrewd manipulator like Fisk putting his money in a piece of cheese. Not me. Oh, come now. Snap out of it. Take it easy. Hello? Oh, with this on? Well, put him on. La-da-da-da-dee-dee. It's a clerk at the bank. Hello? Yes, this is Mr. Wagner. Verify what signature? What receipt? Oh, just a moment. Hey, did you sign my name to a receipt today?
Why, no.
What's it for? Some check came back. Probably some tragedy.
I have to get a headache powder.
So why don't you take this up with my bookkeeper? I can't be bothered with. What's that? Zachary Fisk? You investigated? He stopped it! Oh, no, 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 no. In the morning, in the morning, in the morning, in the morning.
Wagner, you don't know how lucky you are. You're in the hotel business. No headaches or no worries.
Well, Brother Wagner, let's start the champagne flowing. Oh, you don't mind if Benelli joins our little party?
Oh, no, no. In fact, I insist. But I hope to make it a real party. I have another surprise for you boys. Ha-ha! A big surprise. Now, don't go away.
I'd like to get a license to hunt, Wagner. He'd look great alongside of my moose.
Hey, what's the big surprise? I just ran into Mr. Wagner, and he insisted I come in here and have a drink. He's gone backstage to get Baker, too. He said he had a great big surprise just for the four of us. Gee, I always thought they celebrated after an opening, not before.
That depends. With a show like this, you celebrate before. It's awfully hard to celebrate while you're running from an audience that wants its money back.
Hello?
Gribble.
Yes, Joe? What's the matter? Who told him? Joe! Joe!
Wagner found out?
They called him from the bank.
Well, what's he going to do?
Joe couldn't talk.
I don't see what you fellas are so frightened about. Mr. Wagner was bound to discover it anyway. There's nothing he can do now. I'm going down and face him.
Maybe the kid's right.
Come on, let's go down.
Hey, where do you think you're going? Get back in there.
Well, you can't keep me here.
Oh, can't we?
The house stinks.
Get in there, cornbed, and be quick about it.
You can't do this to me. I'm the author.
Here's your hat. Oh, what's the use? I give up. I've got actors in the dressing room, scenery on the stage, and an audience in the theater. And I've got to sit in a hotel room on opening night waiting to be arrested.
Gee, I never thought I'd be arrested for writing a play.
Curtain goes up in 20 minutes.
19 minutes.
Hilda and I were going to be married right after the opening.
Congratulations.
Gee, I guess they'll take our fingerprints.
They got mine.
You been in jail?
Sure, it's not bad. You behave yourself, they make you a trustee. We only had some money, we could bribe those hotel dicks.
Maybe the hotel would advance us some.
And stay in there.
Well, the quartet is complete. What'll we do now? Sing Sweet Adeline?
I got an idea. Let's turn in the fire alarm. We start a riot and we can...
You can't have a fire alarm without a fire.
All right, then let's have a fire.
Well, even with the fire, we still got 15 more minutes. Any more brilliant ideas, Benelli?
How about the window? How high up are we? No, that's too high. You know, there must be an easier way of killing yourself.
I once killed myself. I mean, that was my initiation into the fraternity. They made me do a phony suicide act. I scared the chemistry professor stiff.
Say, this chemistry professor, he really believed you committed suicide?
Oh yes. He was going to send for an ambulance.
That's just what I was thinking.
You mean we carry him out?
Of course. He drinks a bottle of poison. We have to rush him to the hospital. The house dicks have to let us through.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, but don't forget you haven't got 3 chemistry professors standing out there.
We'll make it look authentic. Davis, you go into the bathroom. We go out in the hall screaming. They rush in, and there you are.
There's a Henry. No, not dead. Just dying.
You're still living. That's why we're rushing you to the hospital. You're in great danger.
Then after you carry me out, we sneak in the theater and see the show.
Exactly.
You wouldn't think I came from Oswego 5 days ago.
Hey, Faker, come here. You help Davis. Now, you go into the bathroom, and remember, count up to 50 before you start dying.
I know what to do.
Well, how did you like my little surprise? In about 15 minutes, when the show is in full swing, the sheriffs will come along and take every bit of scenery off the stage.
Wagner.
Right in view of the audience.
But Wagner.
And I'll give the pleasure of hearing me call my lawyer who'll get the sheriff.
Mr. Wagner, please.
What's that? Who's in there? Good heavens!
Another suicide!
Davis, here!
Oh, you drove me to it.
What have you done?
Give me that bottle! Get him some water! This is terrible.
Like a whole bottle of poison. No, that's the poison you're giving him.
Why didn't you stop him?
I didn't take him seriously when he said you were driving him to suicide. I suppose I'll have to testify to that at the inquest.
Well, don't stand there, Bibble. Do something, you idiot. Get the house doctor.
Besides, like whole ambulance?
No, you blackhead. That means publicity.
He's going fast.
Oh, no, wait. An antidote. That'll do it. Gribble, you run down to the drugstore and send those house sticks away. We must keep this quiet.
He's turning blue.
Oh, we must do something. We've got to save him. Miller, you work on him. Don't let him die. Jumping butterballs.
This is our chance to see the show.
Yeah, the minute he finds out you're not dying, send for those sheriffs and stop the show.
Davis, there's only one thing for you to do. You'll have to stay up here and keep on dying for 2.5 hours.
What?
Till the show's over.
Well, why? I want to see the show.
Well, if you don't keep on dying, there'll be no show.
Well, gee, I don't know whether I can keep it up for 2.5 hours.
It's all right. We'll help you.
Leo! Leo, Mr. Gribble said you were dying.
It's only a plot, darling. I'm all right.
Hilda, we're in a jam. We got to pretend that Leo is dying or Wagner will close the show.
Oh, I'm beginning to understand.
Good. You get downstairs and keep an eye on the show, and if anything goes wrong, come up and tell us.
Gee, it's just like a play, isn't it? All right, darling. I'll do my best, and if I don't come back, then you'll know it's good news.
And if you do come back, bring 4 bottles of poison.
Hurry up before they come back. And groan, grunt, stagger about. Don't die too soon. You must take your time. And you mustn't die before 11 o'clock.
Don't you worry. I'll give you the best performance you ever saw in a hotel bedroom.
That's the spirit.
Come on.
Good luck, Davis. Drop dead.
Are you sure we've got enough?
Yes, but this doesn't do it. I don't know what we're going to do.
Nobody ever committed suicide in this hotel before. Here, Miller, here's some ipecac. Give him a dose of it. Give him plenty. Come on, dribble your all thumbs.
Fast I can.
Come on, Davis. A little epicac wouldn't hurt you. Come on.
Here. Somebody take this and give it to him. Come on. Don't you realize what happened to us?
I'm being as fast as I can.
This man guy's been living all the streets.
Right down there now, boy.
Still bring him out.
Oh, I'm so ashamed.
Come on.
Hurry, you don't stand me doing anything. Why, you know? We always use this. We'll soon. Hurry, We'll come on, put some more eggs in there.
Hey, well, there's 2 eggs.
All right, give me.
Can't you groan anymore?
If I groan once more, that ipecac you gave me will come up and spoil the whole show.
Well, in that case, consider yourself dead.
He's dying.
It's all over. His heart has ceased beating.
What a horrible end. Such a young man.
All he said was mother.
Oh.
On the stage downstairs, they have barely begun your immortal second act. While up here, you have already finished your last act. Too soon. Too soon. He died too soon.
An hour too soon.
I'll never forgive myself for this.
Oh, now, don't take it too hard.
We should have sent for an outside doctor.
But he kept recovering and dying and recovering again. It all happened so suddenly.
Yes, too darn suddenly.
Every time we gave him the ipecac, he seemed to get better. Maybe we should have given him more ipecac.
As a matter of fact, I think we gave him too much.
If we could only bring him back. An hour ago, we were at each other's throats. And now? A thing like this makes you realize.
It certainly does.
You struggle for money. What good is it? You never know who's next.
Yes, here today, gone tomorrow.
Goodbye, Leo.
Good night, sweet prince.
Well, I guess we've all got to go sometime. It's too bad he didn't die at the Astor.
You mean it's bad for the hotel?
Well, it isn't good. There's bound to be a scandal. Oh, well, I guess I may as well notify the police.
Wait, is that necessary?
It's the law.
But if we could arrange...
Arrange what?
Well, if his body wasn't found in the hotel proper...
Well, naturally, it would help us.
We could dump him in the alley.
Oh, no! How can you be so sacrilegious? The body not cold yet. What are you thinking of?
I'm not going to violate the law. I'll have to call the police.
Listen, Wagner, there's no hotel law that prevents a couple of guests from carrying out a drunken friend, is there?
We could lug him out the back way.
And into the theater.
He'd be found in a seat.
The author saw his own play on the stage and took poison.
Instead of a suicide, you'd have a mystery.
And it wouldn't happen in the hotel.
No, I'm sorry. I've got to call the police.
Just a minute, Mr. Wagner. Don't phone yet.
Why not?
Well, before they take him from us, couldn't we say a few words over him?
That's the least we could do.
Well, yes, of course.
My friends, my heart is too full to say what I really think. Davis is no longer with us. It doesn't seem possible. He was a great playwright who died too soon.
Yes. Well, now
E pluribus unum.
Amen. Yes. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. Swing low, sweet chariot, coming for to carry me home. If you get there before I do, coming for to carry me home.
He's not in the county hospital.
Tell all my friends I'm coming through. Coming for to carry me home.
Shall I phone for the police now, Wagner?
I'll do it. This whole thing was my responsibility. You go downstairs. I'll phone the police.
All right, Wagner.
Get me the...
Please. That's the same phone he used when he spoke to his mother up in Oswego. Only an hour ago.
All right. Now remember, I don't feel responsible for his death. I never knowingly hurt anybody in my life. Ah!
Wagner drove me to my death, just as he drove Leo Davis. Wagner, you and I have got to dispose of this dead body.
Maybe we could sell it to some medical students.
Oh!
Not with conditions the way they are. Come on, we'll dump him in the alley.
Me carry him? I couldn't do that.
Come on, we'll just pretend he's drunk. Give me a hand.
I can't. That dagger, that paper.
I'll dispose of the dagger.
Come on, Wagner. We have no time to lose.
Ah! He's not cold yet.
I'll fix that. I'll phone for some ice. Hello? Room service. Send up enough ice to cool a warm body.
Let's take him down the service elevator.
I won't have him insulted. He'll go with the regular passengers.
Well, someone might see us. Oh. Come on. I can't stand this much longer.
Take it easy. We'll dump him right here.
We're doomed.
Take it easy.
Well, Mr. Miller, your show is certainly going great.
Well, that's fine.
Oh, what do you got there?
Where? Oh, there. It's one of my actors. He's passed out from the excitement. I need him for the third act, and look at him.
You'd think he was dead.
Yes, wouldn't you?
Friend looked as though he had a snootful, too.
Yes, but he'll get over it. Come on, Wagner. How do you do, Mr. Miller? How's it going? It's a terrific hit, Mr. Miller.
For a little while. For this, Washington and Lincoln lived. And although I speak to you with a foreign accent, still I speak for a newer, a freer America. You win!
They're crazy about it.
But what about the other dead men?
With a hit like this, we'll give them the biggest funeral this town has ever had.
Arthur! Arthur! Arthur!
Isn't over yet.
We could not have won except for the sacrifice of our late comrade who gave his life that we might win. Bring the body and let us pay the last moment of reverence.
all in great guns, isn't it, Mr. Wagner?